you really want your small stores in your town to stay open because there's only so many spirit Halloweens that can open up in their place, right? Like it's once they're gone, they're gone. It's really difficult to resurrect a town when all the businesses are gone, the local businesses, and everyone suffers. Like the children in the town suffers because of the taxes, right? Like then they can't pay their teachers, then they can't, like it affects everything when you don't shop where you live.
This episode of Grounded in Maine is sponsored by ESG Review. ESG Review magazine is published quarterly in February, May, August, and November and is available for free in print and digital formats. ESG Review is devoted to environmental, social, and governance strategies, technologies, and investments. ESGreview.net is updated every Wednesday with 8 new stories and is home to feature articles, news items, and more. Visit esgreview.net to stay informed and help us spark the collaboration and awareness needed to develop sustainable economies and communities around the world.
There's a place where there's no trouble, no more pain, no more struggle.
Grounded in Maine podcast is an open conversation about how we show up for the world. I started this podcast out of a desire to learn new ways to be sustainable because the word sustainability is big. It can be overwhelming, and I just wanted to learn, different ways to try to be part of the solution and not feel like it's too late. So I'm talking to people who are doing different things and learning so much. I hope you are too. Hi there. Thank you so much for listening to Grounded in Maine today. My name is Amy, and my guest today is the CEO of Dip Shampoo and Hair Care. I should say just hair care. But Kate Assaraf is here, and she has some exciting things to share. But I want to start out by saying, a huge congrats to Kate for one, all that you are doing, and thanks for that. But also, you have been awarded Best Hair Care and Doing Good for the Planet, that's like a double bonus, huge, awesome things. I can't even congratulate you enough because this is just really exciting.
Thank you so much.
And so okay, I think I want to start with like what you were doing before dip and then why dip.
So before Dip, I spent around 20 years in the beauty industry, and I've kind of touched every piece of it from product development to marketing to direct response, like kind of QVC style, um, on air stuff. I've really done every bit and piece of the beauty world or industry. I've just always preferred to be behind the scenes. But I really did find that in 2014, I read about the horrors of plastic, not just the accumulation on the planet and that it wasn't getting recycled, but also the adverse health effects, not only for humans, but for animals. That was 2014. So now imagine that 11 years ago, it's finally becoming mainstream talking points now. But once you discover those things about plastic, you really, really look at the world in a different way. And I was pregnant with my first son at the time, and I tried everything I could to avoid plastic just from what I knew about what it does about hormonal disruption, especially when you're pregnant. And at the time, the conventional wisdom was to like keep drinking bottled water, like to keep, I mean, to chug it all day, every day. I was in New York City in 2014, and that was what people were doing. And yeah, I went on this mission on my own, kind of privately, because it was a little bit embarrassing to be very crunchy in New York City at the time. So I I went on my own private mission for my own family to reduce plastic, and I found it to be like a lot more difficult than it is now. Back in 2014, it was very difficult to kind of make all the right substitutes, but now it's much easier.
Right. I know. I see it where I live in rural Virginia. I've seen like, just with the plastic thing, the single use is crazy pants. But like I go to the grocery store and they like are dying to put things in those single use bags. And I bring my own reusable bags and they're like, "Do you want us to use these?" I'm like, You think I just carry them around? Like what? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I like save the produce bags that I get from the farmers market and stuff like that. And they're
Yeah.
like, do you want me to throw these away? I'm like, no, they're fine. Like no.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
so just like everyone else, when you're trying to make the swaps, bar shampoo and conditioner was very kind of it was nascent industry at the time, and I tried a lot of different ones. And what I discovered, was that they were actually doing the opposite of what I was trying to do, which was they were creating way more waste because I would just try shampoo bar after shampoo bar, conditioner bar after conditioner bar, and it actually started to look like a graveyard in my shower. And I, because I'd been in beauty for so long, I was like, I know I can do this better. I know, I know that I cannot be the only frustrated person out there with what is happening with hair care because like what I started to notice was that a lot of the hair care brands at the time were like plastic free forward and not hair care forward. And that was very, very much a frustration point to me because I was using it was like my guilty pleasure was using expensive brands like Oribe, Pureology, Kerastase, like all of these very like expensive, luxurious feeling hair care and and switching over to a bar made me so angry. It's like I know I can do that. I know I can get the same experience or I wasn't sure I could, but I was going to give it my hardest try. And so that's how Dip came to be. It was built out of frustration with the industry, with how they misunderstood the customer and how they made it so like niche down to just this very and there's nothing wrong with being like crunchy granola. Like that's it's still where my heart and soul is, but also like it has to work and it has to feel amazing for someone to stick with that change. And I knew that there were a lot more customers like me than there were people that would put up with bad hair care.
Hmm. Yes. Oh my gosh. Uh, I I just think that's so awesome because I mean I not in a space where like I can change that like you did, but I think, generally that's the motivation that someone has. Like you see a
Yeah.
problem and you're like someone has to do something. And if you
Yeah.
have that experience and you've been in the beauty industry and you know what's good, you can say maybe that's me. And
Yeah.
I mean, it is you. Because I mean, I was telling you before we hit record, like I've been trying new shampoo bars for years, and
Hmm.
because I want it to be plastic free, but I also want it to be healthy. And that's,
Yeah.
I know there are a lot of people that I hate to like, really rag on Lush, but everyone says, have you tried Lush? It's so, it smells so good. And I'm just like, it doesn't smell real though. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to put chemicals in my hair for real. Like
Yeah.
I really don't. But so I've been searching around and I told you also I have a dip conditioner bar in in my shower because I danced around it for years and I was at GoGo Refill and they were like, no, you really just have to try this one because it is the best one.
Yeah, it's so exciting for me to have the reputation for having the best one because the conditioner bar was really the issue for a lot of people. Like everyone can kind of find a shampoo bar that they like enough, but it's the conditioner bar that's the workhorse of the shower that really does like the finishing touches that make your hair look really nice. And so, my frustration with salon conditioner was that it's designed to be consumed in those plastic bottles. It's smaller and designed to be consumed every 3 to 5 weeks. And so when I was talking to my chemist when we were coming up with this, I was like, I want it to last so long that someone who doesn't care about plastic sees the cost savings, So the conditioner bar is basically like my middle finger to the beauty industry. The full size one will last most people around a year. So if you have like so much, if you're blessed with so much hair that like some people it will last 6 months, but a lot of people it lasts 1 to 2 years. And that is like so cool because I was spending $50 to $70 every 3 to 5 weeks with long hair. And like and the brand I was using was in like glossy, shiny plastic, and it smelled so good. It was very hard to switch even myself over to bars, but I I did all of these half head hair tests to make sure that the dip conditioner bar worked just as well as the luxury brands. And like that's how it came to be. I mean, it was an obsession. It was built out of an obsession. I made my hair platinum blonde and I tested it on really damaged hair. I recruited all my friends with type 4 hair. I went kind of crazy and I would do these experiments where I'd blow dry half of my head with dip and the other half with something like really pricey and ask people, can you notice a difference in these two sides? And I didn't stop until no one could see the difference.
Hmm. That's, I mean, kind of fun, but that has to be really weird, like on your own head.
It's fun. It's time consuming. It becomes expensive.
Right?
You start to annoy your chemist because you're like, it's not there yet, you know? And we probably went through 40 different iterations until it was perfect for someone with type 4 hair, which is, if you don't speak hair, that's like black textured, coily
Got it.
curls,
Okay.
or someone with like very fine, think like Swedish blonde hair, like, and straight. So
Mhm.
it works literally if you have a mother and father and then four kids with different hair types. Like that one conditioner bar will work for everyone. And it has been tried and tested through like crazy obsession to work.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I love that it's like one size fits all, basically.
Yeah. And
That's
no one believes it. It's actually one of those things where it makes people the most skeptic because we've been kind of coached by marketing to think that everything needs to be bucketed into different hair types. And that's so that the consumer feels special. But hair is not really that special from one strand to the next. Your relationship to your hair is special, but the actual hair is not that special, if that makes sense. So
interesting.
it's
That's an interesting way to look at it for real. But I think that it's also it's genius that you're right. No one believes you, but you're right. Um, unless someone tries it and that, they have a whole group of people that have different hair and they're like, she's right. But if,
yeah.
I mean, you know that you've been testing it for years.
I'm a parent and I was thinking of what it is like to be a parent and then have to satisfy with bars different hair types in your shower. And it's impossible to store. It's impossible to like it would be chaos if you needed different bars for the same family. Like just imagining what it's like in actual use for people was such an important part of building it. It's like one set of bars, we say one set of bars, 100 different hair types, and it really can satisfy everybody. And that was really challenging to come up with, but it was like it's been so worth it because a lot of parents write and they're happy that their shower's decluttered. They have to buy less overall. They don't need more styling products. And that's exactly what I set out to do. Instead of creating a graveyard in someone's shower of bars, it's now become like the one item in someone's shower other than body wash.
Yeah, amazing. I really, and I think that it must feel so good to you that all of your work has paid off. And and now you have you've got a big event coming up, like an unveiling of as like you can possibly say that with
Yeah.
and so I'm curious how you and did so Laura Marston of GoGo Refill, which was my refill store when I lived in Maine. You guys are good friends. Did you
Mhm.
meet doing the refill thing, or was how did you meet?
So I live in New Jersey. I met her through owning a shampoo and conditioner bar line.
Okay.
The first store to carry my line was Good Bottle in New Jersey, and the owner is Deanna is really good friends with Laura, and then Laura, because they own the similar kind of store in two different markets, Laura brought my line on, and we've been friends now since 2020. Like it's been pretty amazing. And I do a lot for our retailers. It's very important. Part of DIP's mission beyond uh, great hair care, because that's like a very small mission. The loftier mission is to use this hair care to drive people into stores like GoGo Refill,
Hmm.
like a bottle refill shop. Like I want people to kind of be forced to walk into these stores, and then you can see vetted products by someone like Laura, who's like really is exposed to every single version of every single plastic-free swap.
Right. And she's a
So
diehard.
yeah, and you go in there to buy dip, but then you can be exposed to like replacements for saran wrap, replacements for Ziploc, or like refilling your bubble bath, like all this kind of just all sorts of stuff that she offers. And yeah, so she is very dear to me. I do the brand, like as a brand, I take a lot of, I do a lot of these trips that get the retailers together that, especially in the refill space, that don't get to meet otherwise.
Hmm.
And so Laura came with us to the Dominican Republic and then also to the Catskills. We just have like a silly time. Like it's really not, it's just designed to, you know, be a group of people that are on the same mission and we can like swap ideas and talk about this current state of sustainability. And so Laura's an all-star in the dip world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, she's an all-star in a lot of worlds, but I mean,
Amazing.
I have been to I've been to not a ton of refill stores, but I love refill stores. There's not one where I am, but every time I go into one, um what I always come away with is how knowledgeable the people are. And I think that those owners they're so dedicated to the cause that they encourage, I imagine that they encourage their employees to try these products so that they can really sell them. Because that's how I would be like, I can't sell something that I don't believe in. And I
Yeah.
have had, especially at GoGo Refill, oh my gosh, they're like, have you tried this scent? Or, this is the best one, or really, and like I was telling you, like they're like, you just need to suck it up and like, try dip, okay? Just do that because you've done everything else. And it's not like I was resisting. I was just like, I already have, I just bought one. I don't
Hmm.
really want to keep buying another one. Like you were saying,
Yeah.
like if your shower gets full. And I was like, I already have one, but they're like, just do it. Just do it. You'll be glad. But just how knowledgeable those people are,
You know
they're
everything.
not the owner.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it's one of the biggest reasons part of my company mission is to get people into refill stores. We have this whole campaign. It's called Refill is the New Record Store. And it's kind of, that feeling when you'd walk into a record store and you'd say, like, hey, I'm going to use Guster because we have a collab with them. Like, hey,
Right.
I like Guster. And they may be like, they'll be like, oh, you might also like, Stephen Page, like this, and so that is that feeling of when you walk in and you're able to get kind of a one-on-one curated experience from a store. Like refill stores are that for sustainability. So if you're like unsure about something that's good and you're kind of overwhelmed with like the digital hellscape of fake reviews and you know, influencers and all that other stuff, like you can go into a refill store, they will tell you exactly what's great. And they'll be like, hey, this product doesn't move, but it's actually one of the staff favorites. And like that's also really helpful because like, a lot of sustainable brands were they're they're on like it's not a cheap endeavor to start a sustainable brand. And it is very, very difficult. Marketing is like gets more and more expensive every year, every quarter, every
I'm
day, it
sure.
seems like. And so a lot of sustainable brands, they need like they can't do the normal marketing and advertising. So, sometimes there's something really great is in a refill store, and that's the only way you'll find it, is by someone in the store being like, this is awesome. And I think
Right.
one of the classic examples of that I've seen has been like the leaf razor. I
Hmm.
love that thing so much, but people are so scared to invest
I have one.
in an expensive razor, right? But it's a razor you'll use for the rest of your life.
Well, and you
And
can
so
recycle like send in the razors once they're dull and get them, you know, they'll recycle them and
yeah, yeah, they're great. It's a great the founder is amazing, the product's amazing, and like I loved it so much that even so for dip we end up buying we do like instead of Black Friday discounts, we end up buying our customers like a big ticket thing with purchase. So
right.
like one year it was the leaf razor and the stand, which was like I don't know, $130 value that came for anyone ordering dip and it was really, really fun. But yeah, there's GoGo Refill, like the stores like that. Also in Kittery, Maine, is We Feel Good. It's
Hmm.
another like really amazing Maine store, Maine refillery, and she has all sorts of treasures in her store, and she curates such cool stuff. Just like Laura at GoGo. So if you're listening to this and you're in Maine and Portland's not close to you, maybe Kittery is closer to you.
Right.
There's so many cool ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And so many of them will ship, not maybe not liquid,
Yeah.
but they'll ship
Yeah,
the
they'll
shampoo
ship.
bars are not liquid.
No, but the experience of going into one, if you're going to make a field trip, like go into one and
Absolutely.
really just walk the aisles, ask the questions, because I think you stop 100 people on the street, I'd say 100% of them are going to be like, yeah, I'd like to do better for the planet. I just like really honestly don't know where to start. And like those stores are a great place to start.
They really are. I mean, like you were saying, ask the people or I always would go in and be like, okay, what's the new cool thing? Like, what do I need to check out? And they always have a they always have a suggestion for me. So I am a big fan of GoGo Refill. I'm a big fan of Dip. I think this is wonderful. And so you guys are collaborating. And I know that you did before, not to, I mean, I'm sure that you have many times, but I know when I had first learned, like I've heard of Dip for years, but when I first learned about you, you were on my friend Christine's podcast, Wander Boldly. And so after listening to your episode with her, I was like, I don't know why I haven't had her on, my goodness. But now you're here. So you collaborate with GoGo Refill and you've collaborated with Guster and
Yeah.
all these other people because there was like a festival, not a festival, but like a some
Yeah, so Guster, the band, takes over Portland. It's Guster on the Ocean. This is like an evergreen event for them. They do it I think it's always in August, but they do it every year in Portland, Maine. And it's like, it was so magical for me. I've been a fan of Guster for 30 years, right? So when I was walking around Portland, Maine, it was 1 out of 6 people was wearing a Guster shirt. And it was just so, so cool. And so yeah, we did a collaboration bar with Guster. Adam, who is also he's in Guster as a member of the band, but he is also a customer at GoGo Refill, and he is also he and his wife founded reverb.org that gets people refilling at concerts. Like the universe just all came together at the right time and in the right space. And we did a Guster collab that we launched at the concert and also at GoGo. And what was really fun was that people from the concert that had never been in GoGo before all lined up. We did a meet and greet with me and Adam, and we did a meet and greet at the store. And the line was like around the block, and people were supporting Laura in such a big way. And it was just so cool to see people come up to the register. They're like tons of Guster dip, like for themselves, for their friends that also loved it. And then like all of that was funneling through Laura's cash register. So it's like everything, like my soul, my dreams are to like get refill stores supported and staying open. She's one of the most successful ones in the country, by the way. So if you're in Maine and you haven't been there, you're like, please go. It's really worth going to, and her staff is so educated. But yeah, it was such an exciting event. And now, on November 13th, we're launching GoGo's very own signature scent bar.
Yay.
So it will be exclusively at her store. It's a limited edition and it will be coastal Maine pine scented and not like Christmas tree pine. It's like a lot more, it's like more sophisticated, more shampooy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. When you think pine, you always think like floor cleaner or wood cleaner in my opinion. But no, she chose like this is so beautiful, sophisticated
Of course.
shampoo shampoo scent. It's really, really nice.
I love that. That's so
Yeah.
fun. So November 13th is when it's going to be first available.
Yeah, that's when, and I'm gonna be there, and Jackie, who's also on the dip team, we're gonna be there together, and we're gonna be there for this big launch party for the scent. Laura already did her nails. Her daughter did her nails with like pine trees on them. It was really cute in full Maine spirit. She sent them
That's
to
the
me
cutest.
yesterday. Yeah, and so yeah, we're really so excited about this event because I'll do anytime one of our stores in Maine is like, let's do an event. I'm like, yes, because it's such a magical state and such a magical group of people who really do care about the environment that it just feels so good to be there, you
Yay.
know.
That's
It's
so
really
awesome. And collabs are just so fun. I mean, especially like that sounds like a dream team collaboration for real.
Yeah, it is really, really fun.
And
Especially
I
because she's become now one of my dear friends. So getting to work together behind the scenes is really fun. And then just having an excuse to see each other
right.
because New Jersey and Maine aren't really that close. It's not close where I'm going to stop by all the time, you know. But it's always a joy to go there. And also like her team in that store is they're just fun. Like it's not just that they're knowledgeable, they're also fun. So I can imagine just being a customer in that store probably feels so good because you're not like it's not like a judgy team. They're just kind of silly and they're very much like her. She's just a very silly person.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you, it just, I can't imagine a more fun job, honestly. Like, I just think that that sounds like so much fun. And
Yeah,
to always get to learn what's, up and coming in the sustainability world and then
totally.
to get to be part of collaborations like this.
Yeah.
But so November 13th, you guys, I want you to, if you're in Maine, please, and or close to Maine, go to South Portland where the GoGo Refill store is and meet Kate. And will Adam be there or no? It's just the
I
two
mean,
of you
I'll send
and
him
Jackie.
yeah, I'll send him an invite. I don't know whether he's going to be there. He's often doing like really
Band
very big,
things.
exciting things, and he also has like a band, a separate band that does Hanukkah music. So I don't know whether he's going to be in full holiday mode.
True, true.
I'll invite him for sure.
Yeah.
He's wonderful.
Oh my gosh. That's really fun. I think that's and the scent, I feel like I can smell that scent.
It's really, really pretty. And Laura, like, she was funny because she like toiled over the scent. She wanted the most perfect scent to kind of represent Maine. And I can't wait to see people's feedback on it because it really, I think it's a very difficult task to be like, let's honor the pine, but also make it like feel like luxury hair care. And she did it. Like it wasn't, it was a process to find the very perfect scent, but I think she chose the right one.
I love that. And the timing is perfect, right before the
Yeah.
holidays.
Yeah, and she has
Just
her own
fun.
custom box. Like we're gonna bring some surprises for everyone that shows up on November 13th. We'll have some surprises there. Um, and I just love this idea of getting people into the store to shop small and really support local. Because if you do really care about where you live, as almost everyone does, then you don't want to take your hard-earned dollars and kind of send them off to Amazon to like kind of oblivion, right? You want to keep them kind of circulating where they work for you.
Absolutely.
Um, and that's a really important message I'm kind of broadcasting out all the time. And I think there's also this other piece of just shopping. Um, that it's really important when someone sells you something that you can look them in the eye. Do you know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
I don't know how many people have had this experience, but when you buy something online that stinks and you're stuck in an AI hell loop to like return it and they make it so impossible, it's so often you kind of get like duped by something online and I think the consumer's fed up with it and I think more people are starting to like listen to listen to this story of like you should be shopping where you live where you can make eye contact with the person that sold it to you so you're not stuck kind of just, on hold forever with someone overseas or an AI bot, which is even worse.
Right. And also, I mean, the in-person part, I love that, that sometimes a really quick moment of like them saying thank you for your purchase or whatever. And you're like, thank you. We say thank you so quickly all the time, but then just to like, it really is meaningful. And to
I
have
agree.
as a small business owner or as a business owner, like to have someone say that to your face instead of like, just here are my dollars. Uh,
Yeah.
I just think that it's so and I know people say that all the time and especially like I'm a big proponent for like farmers markets and support your farmers that type of thing but like when you spend your money in a small business they feel that.
Yeah,
If you're
absolutely.
shopping at some big corporation store they I'm sure they're probably like, "Ooh, yay, we made, $40 or whatever today," but like they don't know who you are. You don't know who they are.
Well, I mean, you really want your small stores in your town to stay open because there's only so many spirit Halloweens that can open up in their place, right? Like it's once they're gone, they're gone. It's really difficult to resurrect a town when all the businesses are gone, the local businesses, and everyone suffers. Like the children in the town suffers because of the taxes, right? Like then they can't pay their teachers, then they can't, like it affects everything when you don't shop where you live. and I know we're all addicted to convenience, and like I don't think anyone's truly above it. So we can all acknowledge that we all have things we purchase on Amazon. All have things that we do probably purchase at big box stores. There's no shame in liking a good sale, but you have to have like a blended mix, like it's a portfolio, right? You need a blended mix of like, okay, if I maybe I should try and find this thing locally first before I start going to every other super easy avenue.
Yep.
And I am not one of those people that really scolds people for looking for a deal and all that. I don't think that that's productive. What is productive is being like, hey, you can make a big difference just by making a few small changes and prioritizing looking right in front of your nose in your town
Right.
before you go before you go elsewhere. Like before you gift someone an Amazon gift card, maybe find a local restaurant that you can gift instead.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, where you know that you can get it locally, it matters a lot that you do
Yeah.
that.
And it's
There's
that's what I mean, it's like not
Yep.
just for stuff, like
Yeah.
so often, you know, I have two kids, so often they're given like an Amazon gift card, but I think they'd just be as happy with like a gift card to the local bowling alley or to the local movie theater or to the local we also have this cute little bookstore. And so it's nice to see kind of that shift in my own town where I live in New Jersey, and like the moms collectively have this kind of understanding where we shop locally for gifts. And I think that's really nice.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. Could we? I'm very excited to hear how this goes. I mean, I'm super excited, and I would love for people to just like buy a crazy crap ton of shampoo bars in the coastal Maine pine scent to
Yeah,
give to their people and to support GoGo Refill. But could we talk about the actual like shampoo bar? Like what I
sure.
know, what kind of ingredients are you using? Because I know, like I was saying with Lush, I can feel, I can smell
Mhm.
the unnaturalness in it. And I know that that's not the feeling that, it's not the feeling that you want. It's not the feeling that I get when I use dip. But
Yeah.
what makes dip different?
Well, there's a few things. One, I have a kind of a trade secret on the shampoo, which is well, obviously I can't tell you about it, but there's a reason the dip shampoo bar is so different than the other bars out there. I actually brought I when I decided I was gonna move forward with this, I found a chemist who I'd known for a long time who had never done shampoo and conditioner bars before. But what he did have experience with, he had 40 years of experience creating salon hair care. Like actual, everyone says they're salon grade because it's not regulated, but like he actually did stuff for some of the biggest brands out there that you see behind on the back bar of a salon.
Mhm.
So I said to him, I was like, I want this, like, take everything you know about hair care that works and make the best shampoo and conditioner bars you can make. Like, don't worry about the cost. Don't worry about any of those things. Just take like your 40 years of knowledge and make it the best. Because a lot of times in product formulation, you start with a price point and you work backwards. And you're like, I want to sell this for like 12.99. And like then you kind of cost cut and make it cheaper that way. I'm like, I want something that is so good that it's really going to change people's minds.
Mhm.
So in that sense, like the bars they're very, very clean beauty set to Credo's clean standards. If you don't know, Credo is a retailer that they kind of they have this, they're self-declared as like the gatekeepers of clean beauty, and like they set actual standards and a list of what is acceptable and what isn't, and some of the standards are way stricter than even the European Union. So it's I built the bars to their standards to be able to say clean to these standards. um and they're not without science. So I know I before we got on the call, you were like, you don't really like this like chemical feeling. So they're my bars are not all natural, but that's what kind of makes them the best. I allowed actual cosmetic science into the bars.
Mhm.
So some people want all natural, and that is the number one priority for them. Most people, and the dip customer specifically wants something that works and wants the science. Like cosmetic chemistry is not a scary thing.
Mhm.
Like it's scary when it's taken over by like petrochemicals and like silicones that,
Right.
not biodegradable, just degradable. And so the dip bars are use the cleanest version of science that exists to make them work really well.
Hmm.
And that's something that's like hard to explain to someone that wants something that's all natural. Like even the scents, like I don't go to the Church of Essential Oils, is what I call it. And the reason for that is because a lot of essential oils, first you need more to scent the bars, and the scent does not last throughout the lifeline of the bar. Clean synthetics exist, and again, there's like a very strict credo standard for synthetic fragrance, and obviously a lot of fragrance that has like phthalates and like hormone disruptors and all of these things, that those are bad and not in our bars. But essential oils sometimes are cold pressed with pesticides on the plant. So you actually don't know what you're actually putting on your scalp, on your hair. Essential oils are full of allergens. So people that have like itchy scalps that use all natural products, you're right. Science allows us to take out all of the things that make you itch and scratch and the allergens. So they're not all natural, but they're used with very, very, I think, earth-friendly science on the bars.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I sort of want I don't necessarily, well, I guess I want to say it's like a combination of both. Like I definitely want plastic free and I want it to be as natural as possible. Like I don't want it to feel, smell like the chemical smell. I mean that
Yeah,
like the super
for
like
sure.
perfumey and
I'm one of
and
those people that gets like headaches from being I could sit next to someone in a movie theater that's like full of cologne or perfume, and then I have a sinus infection for 4 days.
right.
So I'm very sensitive to smells in that way. But I because I'm one of those people, like the scents are pretty light,
Hmm.
they just leave a kiss of scent on your hair, but not like I loved or the way Orbe or even Pantene. I love the way Pantene smells, but it's so strong that I couldn't even use it, like Pantene, especially in my own hair, because like it's just with you when you have long hair, it's with you all the time in your
Right.
face.
Well, I think that once you sort of let go of that, you just become super sensitive to it. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I used to use dryer sheets in my dryer and I used to use like Tide shampoo, or I mean not shampoo, but like laundry soap, that type of thing. I make my own now, but because I can't even go down the aisle anymore in the grocery store. It's just
Yeah,
so overpowering. But like
tricky.
there's a kid 3 houses down from me who puts his cologne on before he goes out to wait for the bus, and I'm like choking at the street when I'm
Yeah.
walking my dog. I'm like, dude, you're gonna overpower someone. I don't know who you're winning with that. But I just because I've gotten rid of a lot of those strong smelling chemicals, like I'm super sensitive to it now.
Yeah.
And now, like, like I was telling you, the menopausal skin is like crazy sensitive. I never had allergies before, but now like my skin is allergic to everything. So I have to be super careful. But I love that. I mean, I love that you're like, it's not, it's just there's a lot of science in it, but it's still good for your hair. I
I'm
mean,
not scared of science and the advances in chemistry that make certain hair cares great. Like and that I think is really important. And I think a piece that's missing from like a lot of conversations in shampoo and conditioner bars, like it's almost as if they were so tapped into making it all natural that they forgot to make it great. And my like dip, I get reviews all the time on our site. There's like, I used to use Kerastase, I used to use Orbe, I used to use Pureology. These are like very, very highly regarded salon brands that people are switching over to, and they're like really excited about. I can't, I can make this, I can say it on a podcast, but we didn't even enter Oprah's Oprah's
best of 10,
the
but
pageant of my PR person didn't do that or anything, but we were just voted by Oprah Daily that Dip is the best shampoo for curls.
shut
Um,
up.
against
That's
like actual
amazing.
bottled brands. Like it's pretty amazing. Um, and that like came as a shock because I wrote to them and I was like, "Where did this come from?" And they're like, "Our editors found you and we really love it." And so that's like a genuine thing. Like even when we won Best Hair Care and doing good for the planet, like those were genuine awards. We didn't enter
We don't
into those
apply
because
for it. Yeah.
I've been in beauty so long that I think it's all a racket. So like it's all like pay to play generally. And so when we won, now it's these three awards. We're like collecting awards that we didn't even ask for. And it feels so validating because people don't take bar shampoo and conditioner seriously. They're kind of like roll their eyes at it. And
Hmm.
so to be able to kind of break into this luxury hair care market and like the conditioner bar lasting a year, that takes 12 bottles of luxury hair care out of production. You know,
Hmm.
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Um, it's a big, I don't know, it's like pretty exciting for us.
It's very exciting. I mean, that's one of the things people are like, well, a bar of soap doesn't last that long. Like, how is a conditioner, a shampoo or conditioner bar going to last a long time? Like, clearly it's not going to last longer than this bottle of shampoo, but then it
Yeah,
does. And they're too, I don't know what the word is, but they just they can't get past that to even try it. They're just like, oh,
yeah.
no
Well,
way.
our skeptics become our best customers because they really don't believe it, especially curly haired people. Like
Right.
they're so used to being in that marketing machine of curls that they just do not believe that if dip works for someone with straight hair, it will work for them. And I'm telling you, it'll work. I mean, I can't believe it won best shampoo for curls because it's like it's ridiculous that we even got on the Oprah radar. Because we don't sell in Ulta, we don't sell in Sephora, and we don't sell in Amazon. So
Yeah,
like we literally try and push people into refilleries and into surf shops and salons, like independently owned stores, because they're so important to communities. And to get any kind of recognition that's like big like that is a huge, I don't know. I guess I'd just say it's a feather in our cap. And
sure.
the whole dip team, like now, it started just as me, but now I have my team, and we were all kind of like celebrating in our own way when we
Of
got there.
course, of course. I mean, because that oftentimes when someone hits an Oprah list, like you explode.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
so we haven't really told anyone yet because we have to, in order to use the seal, you have to license it and all these things, but I'm allowed to just say it now. But yeah, we're gonna blow it up when we can. We can
right,
afford to.
we're gonna scale up first.
Yeah.
We gotta be ready. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting! And you guys, you might be the first one of the first to hear this.
You might be, yeah, outside of just like the people I've told in a really close circle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's huge. I love that you also that you really give back to like the indie stores and the refills that like you're just that passionate about it. It's not just about hair, it's about
Yeah.
supporting small businesses and supporting the people that will I mean, obviously the people that will sell your product, but it's not just business. Like you become really friendly with these people and I think that it's great the relationships that are built. And I think that I mean, the refill community seems like there must be like a network of businesses, I would think. And so they're all like, do you guys, and I'm sure, right now I've seen that a lot of stores are closing. And so I'm sure they're like, hey, are you guys seeing a traffic drop or anything like that? And but I also think that, they must be like, have you guys tried have you guys tried this item? And I'm sure they're all like, oh my gosh, dip, thank goodness for dip because we have something that that people always come back for. And
Um, I mean, there's certain independent retailers that have sold over $100,000 worth of dip in their tiny stores. Like that's a big deal. Like being able to support stores in that way where dip contributes a huge part of their yearly revenue is exactly what I wanted. I want them to succeed. I want people to go in, like I make a lot more money when someone buys something from our website, but like that's not what I want you to do. There's several touch points in the purchasing online where we're like, hey, check our store locator, see if there's somewhere in your town, like
yeah,
see if you can buy it locally. And that's very, very intentional because I do want people to buy in stores. I want people to be able to go into the store and ask the questions like is it really as good as everyone says? And like the store owner could be like, yeah, it's our top seller. And we're sometimes the number one, two, and three item in a store for their
Mhm.
yearly sales. And like that's because it does not disappoint. It's our return
Right.
rate is something like 0.006 online. Like that's crazy.
That's amazing.
Um, People buy dip and generally stick with it, and that's something we're really, really proud of because that from the beginning was the exact problem I wanted to solve.
Right. Well, and that's, I mean, it's got to be so satisfying, like all the work that you went through, all the iterations and trials and, testing on everyone that you know and double testing your own head, dyeing your hair.
That's
Like,
that's really rolling the dice there. I put a lot of faith into that this was gonna work.
yeah, but it did. And I mean, I just keep coming back to like you were taking care of the people that also take care of you. It's like it's
Yeah,
just mutual. I mean, you bring your product to these smaller places and you form a relationship with them and they will sell your stuff and you are telling people to bring their business there. And it's just
yeah.
such a beautiful it's such a beautiful situation. And I think that's just really wonderful.
It's
Um,
really fun, to be honest. Like I don't know why everyone doesn't do business this way. It's way
right.
more
Well, and I'm
fun.
sure you're like, hey, I want to go to I'm feeling, should we go to Maine? Like where are we
Yeah.
gonna who are we gonna see? I wonder.
Yeah, I have retailers in every single state.
Yeah,
And that is so yeah, if I like wanted to go to Kansas, I can call up the store and arrange something and it's really cool.
that's
It's
amazing.
yeah, that's like a nice byproduct. Like it was an unexpected byproduct of the whole thing.
Absolutely.
It was really
Absolutely. I
cool.
mean, just the relationships formed in this business partnership.
Mhm.
Um, I just think that and I do that a lot as well with podcasting. Like
Yeah,
it could just be like, I talked to you once and that's great. We'll see how the downloads go and blah, blah, blah. But like I follow everybody that I've talked to and like support them on their way. And they, hopefully do the same for me. Some of them do. But like, there are people that I'm like genuinely friends with just from like one conversation, which of
that's
course
so
is
cool.
because of the follow. But the same with you. Like you now have a relationship with all of these people and you can go anywhere and you can meet people and they'll support you and be like, have you met Kate? Like Kate's right here. This is the dip lady. My gosh.
Yeah. It
Um,
it always is a cool moment when one of the store owners will text me a question about the products when and the customer in the store can't believe that they're just texting me about it. And I think that's
Let me
really,
ask
really
the owner. They're like,
yeah.
you're just gonna do that?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, part of our brand is like white glove customer service. So, I mean, we just had a review come in. I hired Janet, so she's our customer service person for the online portion, and she's so awesome. And now we're getting reviews that are like, Janet is awesome. Like, Janet is the best.
Oh,
And it's so fun because when a review comes in, the entire team gets them because it's like really motivating for
yeah.
everyone. Like it makes us feel like, oh, this is like what we're doing this for. But Janet's been getting a lot of love in her reviews, and it's really,
I
really
love that. I love that. I mean, yeah, I same. So, um, this is not dip related, of course, but like with my podcast host Buzzsprout, if you ask anybody, I just filled out a review for them, I think this morning, but I was like, anybody, you ask anybody who,
Mhm.
I'm thinking about starting a podcast. Who do I want to Buzzsprout? Like, you don't have to finish your
Yeah,
sentence because their customer service is way above
so
anything.
important.
Like I remember the first person that helped me over 3 years ago, Priscilla. I met her last January, and I
Oh,
was like,
cool.
"You are amazing," because I remember when my podcast hit, you hit milestones with downloads and stuff like that. And then they send out these automated, like, oh, congrats, you got 10,000 downloads or whatever. And I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh. And so I did the little party emoji reaction thing. And then I got an email instantly from Priscilla and she was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I'm like, who does that?
Yeah,
But
it's really, really
that's
cool.
the customer service that like it means so much to people. Because it's not like you're an AI bot or anything like that. Like you're a real person and you really are attached to the outcome. So
Mhm.
I know that we're getting close to time, Kate. What does the word sustainability mean to you?
Well, the word sustainability to me means it's very fluid. It has to be adapting to change with new information. So I think sustainability gets it's one of these things that is so kind of broad and also really like narrow and rigid at the same time.
Hmm.
And I think you have to be open to like kind of it's on a spectrum, like everyone's different interpretations of what sustainability means. Um, I know that's kind of a non-answer, but I think what we're seeing right now is so many people are leaving the sustainable movement, or they see it as like something they can't be part of because they can't do it perfectly.
Hmm.
And I think we have to kind of just include and welcome in anyone that is trying to make any kind of changes that are benefit the earth and also benefit, humans in general, whether that is like paying people a fair wage is also sustainability, just the same way as reducing plastic is. I think we need to think of it that way in such like in the most inclusive sense that we can. Because for me, like I as a brand owner, people are always trying to put me in like gotcha getcha situations. Like
Mm,
I can never be sustainable enough for the trolls. And
right,
I very much am excited for all different types of people embrace dip for whatever reasons. They might not care about plastic at all, but they might really care about the money saving
right.
term. And so that's
Yeah.
that's a very wordy answer for that.
Right, right. Well, and so I know that you have to go, but people can find you Dip already pretty much anywhere or
Yes.
everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
website, Instagram. Are you TikTok and Facebook and
Yeah, I'm on TikTok, but really the best way to learn about the brand is through our Instagram, like at Dip Already, and you can just kind of go through the comments on everything and discover a lot about the brand that way and our customers.
okay. And you guys remember November 13th, go to GoGo Refill, meet Kate, get treats, buy the new bar, and shop local, shop
Yes.
small, and try Dip.
Yeah, check our store locator. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
I just want to take a second to thank my guest again for speaking with me and sharing such great information. I love having these conversations with folks. I also want to thank Buzzsprout for hosting the podcast, for Jane Bolduck and her music genius, for Becca Coffron and her award-winning artwork. And thank you for listening. I appreciate that so much. Please check out the show notes for any links and extra information. And if you would like to follow my guest and find out more about them, I'm sure they would love the follow. And if you don't mind leaving a rating or review wherever you're listening, and just help to get this podcast in front of new eyes, that would be amazing. I would really love that. And feel free to reach out to me on the socials and let me know what you're thinking. And if you would like to be a guest on the podcast, please let me know that. I would love to have a conversation with you about sustainability. All right. Thank you again. I hope you have a great rest of the week.
There'll come a day, my mama told me, when I find love to have and hold me, a heart that's strong and so sincere. Just tell me, how do I get there from here? Oh, tell me, how do I get there from here? 'Cause here and now I'm so far down that mercy's bound to find me. state of grace has finally found me. Well, there'll be music, ooh, and good friends around me, yeah. And I'll just smile through happy tears and wonder